night. Bottom of the ladder just shocked the nation. Well, two nations, as they beat the New Zealand Breakers. Just handled them 80-64 last night in the Gong. And Adelaide making that same noise here tonight. Mitch Griggs with a rip through and tries to throw one down.
That would have been nice if he finished that one off. He just opened up for him there. He sees a gap like that, he's going to go after it, and he just gets his foot. Bam, but nice help from Luke Schencher coming over there to at least stop the certain dunk.
I think he's got the strength and the athleticism to throw that down, even though he was fouled. Because he was, I thought he was even fouled more heavily than that, but I know it's easy to say from over here, but he's impressive when he is slashing to the hoop. That looks like one in the future that we will see go down.
Yeah, I think he's one of those real exciting players. You see a couple of them around the league at the moment, and he's certainly one. He's 6'6", 6'7". Great build for, what is he, 19 years old, and gets to the bucket. And God, you'd die for a body like that, wouldn't you, at 19 years of age?
Wouldn't you? Bartlett catch and shoot. Not a great shot, just early in the offense. That's your feeder set, or your Darren Ing. Gill off the mark. Both teams just trade and transition threes. Simpson, he drives, hands in, foul by Elvin Mims. I'm sorry, Eddie Gill.
I'd like to see both teams settle down. It's getting a bit ugly again early here in this last quarter. Good drive there by Diamond Simpson. There was certainly a gap, and Eddie Gill having to reach in to stop him. But coming down, these early shots they're taking, I think ANZBallaz might have thought he was hot after that three. He hit in the third, but probably good at the start of the fourth just to get some good opportunities, get some good offenses, and try and get some nice, easy buckets.
Yeah. No doubt about that. Well, we saw enough average play in the first half. Wade Helliwell with a push to come up with that rebound. Does it illegally. Goes the other way.
Hard to argue with that, isn't it, when your guy in front of you finishes up about 6 foot away from you on the floor.
Yeah, he looked like he'd been shot out of a cannon. Pushed him so hard. Gill. Schencher. Throws it to Helliwell as he fell out of bounds. Bartlett on a nice dish to Helliwell.
Hey, he's straight up. He's straight up. You come down into him. Here we go. 14.
Well, this crowd, it's always been a smart crowd. They felt like Helliwell wasn't given a chance to land.
Bring it down.
And they were hoping for the foul call. Schencher just hanging on to Helliwell. Probably showed a little bit too early, and Helliwell with a good read. That's an easy one to call.
Adelaide have done quite well here. I thought when Townsville got it back to 4 at halftime that they were going to finish over the top of Adelaide. Adelaide steadied in that third quarter, got it back out to this lead. Out a 9-point lead with 8.5 minutes to go. They're looking quite good at the moment.
Only Luke Schencher in foul trouble with 4. Helliwell has 3 for Adelaide. Creek finds Simpson. Just creates some more space for himself. Mims goes upstairs and gets charged with the foul on the arm. Townsville don't like it.
A little bit unlucky. I think he may have just got a piece. We're going to have another look at it here. I thought Mims played pretty good defense up to the point. It looks
like a clean block.
Pretty good, doesn't it? But Diamond does have that height advantage. He does like to bang away, and that's where he gets his points against those smaller opponents where he can get him nice and close.
Well, he doesn't waste any arc, does he? It would be hard to shoot it that flat and really think you're going to make it. That thing, see that one? I don't think it got 10 feet off the ground.
That went dead into the front, didn't it? So it is pretty tough.
I bet he's had a couple of free throws that hit the front of the rim and come straight back at him. That thing is that flat. Gill just throws it right into the hand of Bartlett. Johnson. Ball's knocked loose by Mims. 10-point lead. Adelaide have been holding the Crocs at bay all night long. Nice little buffer for them, 10 points. It's creeped back down to single figures, of course, throughout most of the night, but it usually gets down to 6 or 7, and then Adelaide pump it back up again.
Adelaide, once again, their turnovers at 18 at the moment. Not where they'd like it, but if they can keep that down, then I think they'll go a long way to winning this game for them in this last quarter.
Off the mark. Good screen by Mims. Gill can't get the finish.
Good strong take there from Eddie Gill. Came off the screen, just took it nice and hard. No screen, sorry.
Just got a run and start at Daniel Johnson. It's always difficult when a guy gets a run and start at you, but when you're a center and it's a guard that's doing it to you. And Gill, of course, does a good job of getting into the body of the shot blocker in Daniel Johnson. A solid point guard. 6 of 11 at 54%. Perfect from the foul line. 5 assists. And he's the man you want to have the basketball in late game situation. He'll get you a good decision.
Third quarter good for both teams. Both teams now up into the 40s. Townsville at 41.2%. Adelaide at 47.2%. As we see Diamond Simpson off the rebound, throw it down. Great timing.
Yeah, he looks like he's hurt himself. Gill, perfectly timed pass to Mims. His medium range jumper wasn't even close. Darren Ing in transition. Ing thought he was fouled on that one. But he's got the license, especially when he's shooting it like that.
I think Peter Crawford might have just snicked his arm. I think it was after the shot had left, though, so I don't think it really impacted on the result, but just collected him as we see Mims hit a nice 17, 18-footer.
It's down to 8. Bartlett. Johnson gets through a gap. Throws it to Cedar. Cedar to Crawford. Misses the layup. Cedar can't pull down the board. Adelaide dodge a bullet on that one. Another bad pass. It bounces back to Adelaide.
Adelaide certainly has a bit of an understatement. They need to settle down, get a good offense. It doesn't look like they're going to at this stage.
Well, Bartlett gets it off just in time.
3, 4.
Go back and get it.
That was an awkward play. Simpson fouled on that one. I think he was just trying to get out of the game.
Yeah, he was. He called for the sub the last play down, obviously. Just trying to get out of the game without foul.
Gill. No pressure, and he just casually brings it up. Big possession for Townsville here. They haven't been able to get too close.
This is the scary part of the game for Adelaide fans, as Peter Crawford does get away from a travel there as Eddie Gill has a good opportunity to knock down a 3 there.
Blanchfield just throws it away. He had all the time in the world.
Adelaide really need to settle down here, get a good offensive set.
Missed opportunity there with Townsville. Johnson. That's off the mark. Timeout on the floor. Paul Woopert is ropeable. He felt like it should have been a foul called, but Townsville starting to change the tide a little bit as they're only down by 8.
On no rise and fall like no stars.
With Dodo. With Dodo's unlimited ADSL2 offer, there's no bundling and no limits. For only $39.90 per month, you get unlimited ADSL2 broadband. Call today on 13Dodo.
Whoever Johnson's on right now, get into 15 with him. They're jumping it quickly, so slip it quick, get it to him, and they're rotating, then find people in the corners. Ball movement right now becomes more important than anything. Ball movement, find the open man, attack the rim. Take care of the ball. Let's go. I want a red pick and roll. 1, 2, 3.
There's a period last night with about 7 minutes to go, where 7.5 minutes to go, where Wollongong were looking a little shaky, and New Zealand were starting to have the momentum swing in their direction, and then a couple of big shots, and Wollongong was back on track. And you get the feeling that that's the point of the game we're in right now. Townsville have the ball down by 8. If they can make it 6 or 5 with this possession, I think we got ourselves a close one.
Yeah, definitely. If they can start executing, getting the good ball movement like Paul Walker was talking about, which they didn't do. A turnover there by Eddie Gill.
Delay game. That's a delayed game warning on your team, okay? Because he's trying to get the ball back to me. All right, you got that? Delay game, White.
Late in the game to be giving a warning, but warning there to the Townsville Crocodiles for Peter Crawford sticking his hand out as Adelaide trying to get the ball back to the referee.
Well, anything that happens now results in a technical foul, 2 in possession. Or is it 1 in possession?
I think it's 2 in possession, yeah.
Way creases space. Jacob Holmes takes a tumble. Blanchfield with an athletic rebound.
Was that his feet slipping on the floor? Or was that a little shake and bake?
There was some shake and bake. Gill gets all the way to the rim. Here we go.
That's a tough drive by Eddie Gill all the way to the bucket.
It's down to 6. 4:50 to go. Warren with a bad shot. Jacob Holmes pulls it in. Here come Townsville. Gill. They want to get it out of his hands. Mims with a tough shot.
Here comes Townsville. You can really sense the tide has turned. Chris Warren has been sitting on the bench for quite a while. He's come in. Launched probably not the best shot.
Townsville has scored the last 6. Crowd's getting antsy. Darren Ing has a pass deflected. Ball's in Gill's hands. Gill to the rim, off the backboard, rebound, goes to Mims, the putback. The putback, the second one is no good. Nathan Herbert.
1-7.
Wrong rebound there by Nathan Herbert. He was throwing his elbows around to protect it, and Peter Crawford just reaching in. Maybe even unlucky with that foul. I thought he got it reasonably clean.
I thought so as well. Look at this. It's just loose. A couple of extra efforts.
Had to help you out there.
And then Crawford knocks the ball loose. You be the judge.
I think it was pretty clean. I think Peter Crawford was unlucky. I think Mims was unlucky because he had a couple of good attempts there at the offensive end that really could have got a score out of him. Back to a 4-point game.
I'll be honest with you.
I think Townsville gone.
Wolford in there, be happy with the last minute and a half of Townsville.
Let's
Let's listen in to Marty Clark.
back down here. And then we've got that coming over the top of it. Okay? Now, if you don't like it, DJ, or whoever it is, don't like it, don't throw it. We've got a long clock. Okay? If they switch and you've got Jacob on, you just go straight at it. Don't worry. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's get it, baby. One, two, three. Corners to flash. Hey.
Adelaide in another tight one. They've been unlucky this year. At times they've had the opportunity in some close games, and I think they were unlucky early, and then it was kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy as the season went. The close games, they would kind of make their own bad luck.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams do fall into that category. Once it starts going against you and you find yourself in that position again, your team just doesn't know how to win. They don't know who to get it to, and the offense just seems to go away. Whereas teams that have certainly got the momentum with them, are on the hunt and know how to win, they just keep on going and extend the lead from 3 to 5 to 10, whereas the other teams will just get overrun in that last quarter.
Well, 2 free throws. Johnson almost comes up with an offensive rebound. 1 free throw kind of half steadies the ship. It's a 5-point game. Gill.
On the dribble. No stop. On the dribble. Have it high.
Gill just taking over here in the late stages of this game. Gill won the continuation. And I think if you're not sure, don't give it to him.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. Give it to him on the sideline there. It was an early foul, but he's certainly looking to take over this game. He's getting some good isolation at the top of the key, and with his momentum, he's getting some really good opportunities here at taking it at the guards.
Doing the same thing, all right?
Gill bumps, creates some space, comes up long. Blanchfield with the rebound. Peter Crawford. Ooh, behind his back in traffic.
Got away with that one, didn't he? We did see Gill flaring out of the corner too. I think he was open. But the reach in there really hurting Adelaide as we see Darren Ing getting subbed out of the game and Diamond Simpson being brought in for some of the rebounds that they're probably missing out on at the defensive end of the court. Townsville attacking the offensive glass.
2 successful free throws will make it a 3-point game, as Nathan Herbert wasn't able to hit them both last time down. Peter Crawford, the veteran that he is, he's just solid, isn't he?
He is. He's having a great season for Townsville as we see him knock down 2 pressure free throws and bring it back to a 3-point game.
82% foul shooter on the year. Nathan Herbert turns that one down. Crawford with his arm out in denial. Johnson. Can't take Mims. Shot clock down to 3. Way with the step back. That comes up short. Not a great shot on that possession for Adelaide.
Yeah, it's a real difference in the style of shots that the teams are getting up. Adelaide having to settle for a fadeaway between the legs jump shot, whereas Townsville are getting good scores going to the bucket.
Well, maybe not that time, but Mims doesn't matter. He drills it 17-footer. Ice water in his veins. And it's a 1-point game. 1:50 to go here in the 4th. We said it'd be tight. Great pass from Stephen Way to Nathan Herbert. That settles the ship for Adelaide.
Better play there, a bit more aggressive going to the bucket, drew the defense over and found Herbert on the other side of the ring. We see a turnover and an easy bucket here for Daniel Johnson. Gillett, this is the layup. Great defense by Gill there to get back and force the miss.
Johnson casually hits the medium-range jump shot. Big shot by Daniel Johnson takes the Adelaide lead up to 5. Missed out on the layup. Very calmly hits the 12-footer to put Adelaide up by a sizable margin. 1:18 to go here in the 4th. That was big.
That was a big shot after missing the layup. He had his composure. The defender dropped the hand for just a split second and he was able to get that down. He's been hitting that shot all year, that 15-footer. He's got great touch.
It's one thing to do it all year. It's another thing to do it with a game on the line because Townsville were coming.
And the other component is that they've dropped 7 in a row. So they're certainly down on confidence. This could be 8. So it's a big, big shot to be able to resurrect that momentum and try and get it back in Adelaide's favour. It's a huge shot.
Don't get it. Get it here. 2 missed. 2 missed. Attack the rim. Look, we score here. He's making the pass to Elvin. You're going back.
Okay, boys, time
Hey, look, we don't have to foul after we score here. Let's get it stopped and push it. Let's go. So 1, 2, 3.
Paul Wolford with the directions for his team, and man, what a difference a possession makes. Crawford trying to split the D. They come up with the stop the Adelaide 36ers, and then a cool 12-footer by Daniel Johnson. And just like that, a 1-point game becomes a 5-point game. Crawford. Yes.
He just was able to throw Nathan Herbert off balance there to clear enough room. He stepped back and nailed him. Big three.
Right after a turnover that he committed, he calmly makes it a 2-point game. With plenty of possessions left, Johnson comes up short. Traffic. Gets it to Gill. That's whose hands they want it in. Gill for 3. Jacob Holmes is fouled by Everard Bartlett.
This could even the game. There's 2 free throws. Townsville, where they've really lifted their output is on their offensive boards in the last couple of minutes. They've been really chasing it down as we see Jacob Holmes get fouled on that one.
Okay, hang on. I didn't realise what you were asking.
Gill takes the tumble after the 3-point shot. He wants that wet spot taken care of. And the guards always remember the wet spots because, let's face it, the big guys, they're not changing direction fast enough.
Yeah, exactly. And at this stage of the game, it's the last thing you would be landing on, coming down the court on a move, just slip over on a wet spot.
With less than a minute to go in regulation. Imagine you dribbling down and just feet slip, ball just squirts out of bounds. And you start hearing all types of things about how you don't handle the pressure in late game situations.
I remember in a game against Sydney here, against one of Brian Gorgin's teams, we were up by 10 with only a couple of minutes to play. And I slipped over twice in the last couple of minutes and turned it over both times. And it's not a good feeling, I can guarantee you that.
Well, Jacob Holmes, 85% foul shooter against his old team and his old crowd. ISIS 2. Cool hand Luke is Jacob Holmes. Ties the game up at 74. You could just feel Townsville coming back here in the 4th quarter, and they've done that. But they're not finished because we got 43.9 seconds to go. A lot of game left, especially in this building. Adelaide fans have seen a lot of close ones. Let's listen in.
You must get it. So I'll end up with Chris with the ball here. Who's inbound on the ball? No, it's on the side. Stevie's going to inbound, okay? And then you're going to run loop from here. We're going to loop from here. Darryl will be down here. So you're going to dribble. Yeah, you're off land. So you'll dribble back to the inbound and you're going to come up and get it. Yeah? Darren's coming under and Christian coming over this. This is Diamond on this side of the floor. This is DJ. So loop Iverson off the sideline. When Chris runs over, I want you to throw it to the high post. I want this guy to duck in hard. You're looking
fouls, especially for the situation right now. Marty Clark, 43.9 seconds to go. 74 all, and we get to listen to everything that is said during a timeout.
This is the time of game you need to execute what the coaches say.
Having trouble getting it inbounds. They get it to Simpson. Johnson on the elbow. Gets it to Simpson for the jam. Simpson is...
He looks hurt, doesn't he, that left leg? We noticed it earlier in the game, and after that jam, he's done something, certainly done something to that leg now. He cannot move.
If you want to walk on the court and act like that, you're going to get yourself in trouble. What's he doing? He's an injured player.
He jams it, comes down.
Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Sit down.
Sorry about that.
Paul Whooper wants to know why the game was stopped.
I'm not sure about the rule on that. I thought if they stopped the game for a player, I thought that player may have to leave the game.
I like the restraint of not giving him a technical foul.
And we don't want to see this game decided on a vision. We want the players to decide this. And this is a great ending to the game.
Get it to Gill. Down by 2. Pull-up jump shot.
Nearly. That looked good from here. We're right behind that one.
Way is fouled by Eddie Gill. That did look good.
Pretty good foul there, too, because he's collected Steve Way in the eye, and it's always hard to shoot when you've been hit in the eye. He's going to go to the line for 2. He can seal the game right here.
Line up, guys. Here we go.
We thought he was genuinely injured.
But we're going to be compassionate.
It allowed them to make 2 shots, which they couldn't have.
You made your point. You made your point.
Way misses, so 1 shot can tie it.
We're going 1 now. 1, fellas. Wait for it off the hand. Wait for it.
Wait here. Wait here.
On a make.
Wait for
Paul Whooper has asked for a timeout. He's got it. Now, Townsville have an opportunity to tie the game on a 3-point shot or go for a quick one.
And the question is, at the defensive end, are you better off to foul and not let them get a look at a 3-point shot to tie the game? Then at least you have a bit more control over the outcome. If you can get that rebound off the free throw, because they'll definitely look at it. Just got carried away with the Magpie there wrestling with the Croc, but yeah, you've got a bit more control. If they miss that free throw, then you've got a bit more control of getting that rebound.
Get into a rhythm to shoot that 3. It looks like he's going to go. Don't foul a 3-point shooter. Do not foul a 3-point shooter. Got that? Okay, so guard the initial 3. So whoever's guarding the ball, you can zone this area of the floor. But as soon as he throws it in, find him. That could be a shooter. I'll guard. Okay? You can switch. You guys can switch between. They might go for something quick on the ring. So a screen, something on that. Okay, make sure you dribble it. They go to the hoop. They go to the hoop. Try and block it. Make sure they dribble it.
There's a lot of instructions going on there. I wasn't terribly clear on any of them, other than they don't want to foul a 3-point shooter, but they want to foul on a guy driving to the hoop, but not as he's driving for a layup. Gill gets it to Crawford. He gets a good look, but he's standing out of bounds.
They got a great look at that shot, didn't they? He just put his foot on the line. Stepping out of bounds. Adelaide's ball.
So it should be 6.9.
Guys, ensure the ball's in before you foul.
It's going to be 6.9 seconds. That's what the shot clock got, yeah.
Ensure the ball is in before you foul.
Got it? It was 2 seconds added. Okay. Guys, you're going to foul.
Well
make sure the
executed
ball's
play.
in, otherwise, on sports like, make sure it's in.
on, Blue.
They got a good look at that one. Peter Crawford just couldn't stay in bounds, but great executed play to get that one off.
Wait for it to come in. Wait for it.
Way struggling to get one in. Gets it to Johnson.
Thanks, Dan.
Johnson's just got to make one.
5.5 seconds left on the clock. There is still a little bit of time for Townsville, but this most certainly will secure the win.
I just wanted to be upset. You know, it wasn't like he fell awkwardly or anything like that. He just grimaced a bit. They stopped the clock. I can understand why he's upset. I can understand the referees stopping the game because they don't want anybody to risk further injury. But that really did disadvantage Townsville.
And I thought the rule was if they had to stop the play for an injured player, that player had to leave the court. That didn't happen on that occasion, as we see Daniel Johnson hit his first free throw, take it out to a 4-point lead, and that could be the game.
Timeout from Paul Wolford. On the made free throw, he had a word to the bench. So it's not over yet, but it's a two-possession game. I've seen stranger things happen, but not often.
No, I think this one is all but over, but Adelaide, it's a gutsy win too, down 7 losses in a row. It is hard to come back against a quality team in the Townsville Crocs. Townsville just didn't really find their groove till probably midway through that third quarter. They were just looking a bit flat, weren't they?
Discard the closest player. Match up the closest player and play the passing lane hard.
Got that 53C. Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
They're talking about how to defend the inbounds after they knock a shot down. So they're covering
On the play. Let's go, guys.
the entire 5.5 seconds, and they're being very optimistic.
Very optimistic, aren't they? But if you're going to win, you've got to be optimistic in this one.
Screens here. Good screens. No hole in the cup.
I reckon that's why sportsmen struggle with their life after their sport, because they're so optimistic when the chips are down. Blanchfield shoots the 3. That comes up short. Crawford. They need more time. The Adelaide 36ers outlast the Townsville Crocs. Get a 5-point win, 79-74. And the drought is